move to question number 4 of the evening from Lori in Orion. And Lori says, we purchased a home from an estate. The executor of the estate filled out a seller disclosure statement that we now know is inaccurate. The basement floods when the snow melts, and we know it will get worse when it rains. On the disclosure, the seller stated that there was no evidence of water. She says she is not liable since she is the executor, and so she is exempt. But does it help our case that she had lived in the home for several years with her parents before they died? From Lori in Orion.
Wow. It's amazing. And then I feel so bad for Lori in Orion, but let me tell you something, Lori. Generally speaking, an executor is not accountable or liable for any representations made on the condition of a home. That is their responsibility in an estate. Okay? And that's because usually executors don't, the law exempts them from filling out a disclosure because they feel that, well, you're an executor, you didn't live in the home, how would you have any knowledge of what's going on in a home? So you're exempt. But, and I've had this case on several occasions, and I think it's going to happen more often because people do live at home with their family. The best thing that this executor should have done was just never filled out the form.
Right, that's...
Okay, but the minute they fill out the form, guess what? They're not exempt if they made a misleading, representation as to the condition of the property. So even if, I have one that we're finishing up on, it's quite interesting. I have somebody who's been taking care of their mother who is in a nursing home for many years. They're the guardian of this lady, and then the lady passes, and now they're the personal representative of the estate. Our clients purchased the home from the estate, and probably a year into living in the home, the roof, underneath the roof, starts leaking terribly by an area, what do you call it? The flashing. There were some areas with flashing. Well, when they went up on the roof, and the contractor went on the roof, they found the area, and they found that these areas have been patched. And that was relatively recent, like in the past 2 or 3 years. So we tried contacting the personal representative, tried getting it resolved without having to go to court. We, of course, we only go to court when we feel that there's enough there to support and substantiate what the problem is and to substantiate the facts, right, in the law. Well, the reason why we felt comfortable is that this personal representative or executor, that's another name for somebody responsible for the probate of an estate. Well, they were taking care of the mother in the nursing home, but they also were charged with taking care of the house. And it's not like they just started taking care of the home. They had been taking care of the home since like 2012. So, this is the value of an attorney. It risks sounding immodest, but the value of a good real estate attorney and good litigators is that we subpoenaed the bank records of the executor. And what did we find? We found that the executor had paid a contractor to go up and fix the roof. Now, had that person, this individual, not fill out a seller's disclosure form, they would have been exempt because they never lived in the home, but more importantly, they were the executor of the estate. There's no reason to fill it out. The minute they put on their roof doesn't leak, and they're the ones who were responsible for fixing the roof, that's fraud. Fraud is the intentional, deliberate misstatement or just the deliberate misstatement of facts.
Right.
Meant for other people to rely upon, right, and to act upon. That's what he did.
So if you are exempt, that exemption
is the paperwork.
The exemption is that you say nothing, but you still have to be accountable for the statements that you do make.
Correct.
If you are exempt, but you choose to make statements, you are still accountable for those statements if you choose to make them and falsify them.
Right, right. I mean, because the policy, as I explained to you before, is that the, you know, government basically says, and it stands to reason, if you're the executor, you've never lived in a home, you wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But because friends become executors of estate, family members from other cities, states can be executors of estate, siblings, whatever. They don't know how a home is being handled. So,
Mm-hmm.
but if you cross that line and you start filling it out, now you're held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened here. And that's what's going to happen to this executor. Now, does it help that she lived in the home for a while? We'd have to find out how long she lived in the home. And
Sure.
it's very similar to my other case where, you know, I wonder, like, if she was handling the affairs for her parents, maybe we have information. I mean, I have my little secrets on how to get information about how people have repaired a home. I'm not going to share them today.
Sure.
You know? But you'd be shocked what we pull and find information on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad because, you know, people's biggest asset is their home. And so many people, I mean, I'm very busy, thank God. We're very blessed, but we're busy because other people out there are trying to take advantage of other, you know, buyers or tenants or even, you know, landlords. I mean, there's so many different ways that people take advantage of people in real estate. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that was a good question.